First, we should probably start with the biggest reveal, the one we just saw, Last of Us Part 2. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
They said that was in-engine.
Yeah.
That looked absolutely amazing. Totally cinematic, but it was absolutely beautiful. I think Ellie looked like she was maybe 20?
Definitely older. There was a piece of
time has passed.
I think it was leaked concept art from ages ago that had her playing a guitar in that exact pose. So that turned out to be real, I guess.
Yeah, I love that song too. That was really nice. And I guess that was Joel we saw at the very, very end there, but very little information overall.
Yeah. Also, we were watching this from the studio and the sound was sort of turned down so that,
Yeah,
I don't know if you know what they said.
tell us what they
Please,
said.
please tweet us and tell us what they said because we couldn't hear it.
She said something about killing people, probably.
I think she said she's going to kill every last one of them, I believe.
I get it.
But,
the last of them.
they've clearly just been through some kind of fight. Do you think maybe this is her bedroom she's gone back to?
They said this is very early in development. What do you think?
Yes.
Maybe a 2018 game?
Yeah, 2018, 2019 maybe. But it looks beautiful. I have no idea what it is though.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm. In a weird way, I didn't want a sequel to The Last of Us.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the best games I've ever played, but it also is such a chilling kind of final feeling game. Like it seems kind of almost tacky to turn it into a sequel.
Yeah, we were saying on the pre-show, I think I would have preferred if it were two different characters.
Completely,
maybe.
yeah.
Because it is really hard to follow up after The Last of Us 1, and how do you make a game that's better than that? That's going to be so hard to do.
Yeah.
But this does look beautiful. I'm excited regardless.
I gotta say,
I want to know why she's in a house that's covered in bloody dead men.
because the world ended.
Oh.
That's probably something to do with it.
Spoilers!
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm a stickler for naming conventions, and I think calling it Part 2 is a good act. You know, it's a good move. Just calling it, if they just called it Last of Us 2, like we have in our lower third here, I'd be sort of annoyed, but yeah.
Well, it definitely communicates that they're continuing their story.
Yeah.
There's
Part
more
2, I don't know,
stories to
something,
tell.
yeah.
I mean, the first game was a lot like that as well. You know, it was very part-based with all the seasons. It was very act-based, and I think that I'm sure they have written this or had this in mind when they were even developing the first game.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll be like it's tacked on, but it's going to be really hard to follow that.
Yeah. Well, they opened up the show with another Naughty Dog game, something new from Uncharted. What was this? Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Yeah. So that was Chloe. She was mostly in Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's going to be something like The Last of Us Left Behind DLC, where it's still technically tied to 4, I guess, but is its own standalone thing with 2 different characters, which I'm cool with.
I'm really excited about this.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'll say it, I'm sick of Nathan Drake, you know? I'm very excited to play as somebody else.
That seems really cool. I love the idea of playing Uncharted with someone else.
Also, Chloe's kind of she's kind of openly kind of a jerk. Like, she's sort of kind of evil.
Yeah, she is a huge jerk.
Whereas Drake is like, hey, I'm a lovable dude who just murders everybody. And so, I don't really have a huge issue. Also, we were going through this.
Is so beautiful.
We went full circle on what we thought this was.
Yeah.
I think we guessed it was, we were like, is it going to be Last of Us? Is it Tomb Raider? Is it Prince of Persia? Is it Knack?
Some Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
There's so many things it could have been because this is a setting and also an aesthetic that we definitely haven't seen in Uncharted before, and it looks beautiful. I love the lighting. They do such a good job of making things look dark and kind of damp and dusty, but still really clear. Like a lot of games seem to cover a lot of stuff with just fog, but this is still, there's a lot of clarity. The lighting's just beautiful.
Completely.
And she's still such a boss.
Yeah.
Look at her.
Yeah, also, if you want to have a character for a teaser trailer, hijab is a good way to do it, you know? Just, it's nicely...
I mean, when we were watching this, the whole room was just like, who is that? Is it Chloe?
The big reveal, yeah.
Is it Ellie? What? That's such a good teaser.
Yeah, it's I've just been conditioned to think that a female breathing heavily means Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think Tomb Raider parallels totally make sense until we saw the combat where it was like, this is way too cinematic.
Yeah.
This is a very... very Uncharted fight scene.
Yes, there's going to be QTs in this, I think.
Yeah.
But it looks beautiful. No idea what's going on.
Do we know, who's this other character that shows up to rescue her? Do we even know? Is this somebody
Yes.
new?
What's her name?
Yeah, from 4, right?
Yes.
That's who it is. Okay.
Yeah. Totally forgotten her name, but she is an existing
She's one of the
character as
villains.
well, and she's actually kind of nice.
She's cool.
But
I'm super down for a couple of tough ladies kicking some ass.
Did we get a release date for this one?
Nope.
No. Well, I would guess probably late next year.
Yeah. So they didn't mention the cooperative stuff that's coming or any sort of single player.
Yeah,
DLC
I'm really
for 4,
surprised. But
that's I'm into that. I'm into what I'm seeing there.
Well, maybe they won't have single player DLC.
Maybe,
No, they
or
haven't
maybe that's
said.
sort of taking the place of it.
could be.
We're getting some clarification on what was said in The Last of Us 2. Harry lets us know, Joel apparently says, "Kiddo, you're really gonna go through with this?" And then she says, "I'm going to kill every last one of them."
Huh.
What do we think that could be? I don't know.
The zombies.
She seemed to have killed a lot of people in her house already, so
Yeah, it's
don't
true.
know. That's awesome.